got a lack of manhood and masculinity in our neighborhoods. See, masculinity is the imposition of a set of behavioral standards on a boy. So when the boy grows into a man, he has some things he has to do.
On today's show, we're going to be breaking down something that's so dear to my heart, and that is the protection and promotion of real masculinity. At the end of the day, feminism, the Democratic Party, and all of these modern independent women will have you think that masculinity is actually toxic. They put this word in front of masculinity a couple of years ago, and it just took off. Now, when you hear the word masculinity, you hear or think of toxicity. And these little girls and little boys that's growing up, they are going to think that just being a man and having values and having a stern look on life and having logic, common sense, reason, and we are direct. We don't sugarcoat. We don't dance around things. Only people who do that is Pookies. And these Pookies are mainly raised by single mothers in the black community. I'm sure the white community and the Asian community have their version of Pookie. But at the end of the day, that's why I named this show Not a Pookie Podcast. We try to differentiate ourselves. I get called Pookie all the time on my channel when I'm like, wow, where am I showing any Pookieism? I'm not showing that. I've been married for 14 years. I'm about to get a divorce though, but don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for me. Me and my wife is doing this mutually. But I've held down my family for 14 years, and I'm going to continue to hold down my family even if I'm not with my wife. So at the end of the day, how am I a Pookie? But they just throw this word out just like they throw the phrase toxic masculinity out. So therefore, when they keep throwing Pookie and Ray, Pookie and Ray, Pookie and Ray at black men, when people see black men, they're going to think of Pookie and Ray. If you guys are just coming in here on a playback or what have you, please make sure that you hit that like button. But I'm going to be playing a couple of videos that back up what I say about masculinity not being toxic and masculinity being a foundation. It should be a foundation on all life on the earth. You see what I mean? Not just the country, but on earth. Do we have men out there who are misogynists? Do we have men out there who do things that's just egregious and gross and beat women and do this and do all of that and exude all of this energy, this toxic energy? Yes, we do. But you don't just call it something that it's not, though. You see what I mean? You just don't do that. And they've been doing that for years now. It is the lack of masculinity that these people are talking about. It's not any type, shape, form, or fashion of masculinity. So we're going to hear from Judge Joe Brown first, and he breaks it down to the T on actually what the word entails. So we're going to do it right now. Let's hear Judge Joe Brown break down what masculinity actually is, and we're going to get to some more videos as well. So if you're here with me, let's go.
We have got a lack of manhood and masculinity in our neighborhoods. See, masculinity is the imposition of a set of behavioral standards on a boy. So when the boy grows into a man, he has some things he has to do that he cannot get away with, that he is compelled to look to, making where he lives a better, safer, more secure place filled with economic prosperity, sense of purpose, morality, and ethics. He is a man of public peace, dignity, and order, who is a man of peace, who can be a brave and courageous man when necessary.
Is that toxic? Is there any toxicity there? What he just broke down? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Hold on, you guys. This looks pretty good. I didn't hear any toxicity in what he broke down. I didn't hear it at all. But at the end of the day, they will have you think that the opposite of what he's just said about a man who wants to make everything and everybody around him prosper. That is what masculinity boils down to. An understanding of when I make a mistake, I'm willing to own up to that mistake, learn from that mistake, and teach the youngin' or the young generation that's coming up about that mistake I made. Don't sugarcoat the mistake. Don't try to hide the mistake. See, femininity does that. Women does that. Women don't like to talk about their mistakes. If they sucked 8 dicks in college, they are not going to tell their children that they suck 8 dicks in college. They're not ever going to tell that because they don't want to look a certain way. You see, a real masculine man will tell his daughters everything. I tell my daughters everything. My daughters know I was a Pookie back in the day. I will tell them that. But what they see today is an evolved human being. You see, I changed drastically in the last 5 years. One of those changes were stop smoking cigarettes. My middle child said, "Hey, Dad, I don't want you doing this no more." And I always said to myself, if my kids come to me and voice their opinion on that, I'm going to do my best to stop. And I've been smoke-free for 1.5 years now. Shout out to my daughter for that. Because they see me. They seen me smoke. You see? I tell my kids, don't mess with the guy that was 25, me. Don't mess with that guy. Or 30. Or even 35. You want the 40-year-old me. I'm about to be 40. You want the 39-year-old me. That's the person look for that quality guy who understands his mistakes, who understands that I'm trying to move in a positive manner in these streets right now. Like I told you guys, I'm on the verge of divorce. Me and my wife decided to dissolve the marriage, and it's for the best. Because I want to go be my best self and she want to go be her best self. And we evolved away from each other in that aspect. But we will always be family. We will always take care of our responsibilities, our 3 daughters, and our daughters understand what we're going through. You see, I don't have no punk ass daughters. My daughters, they're intelligent. They understand what's going on. And we're making it to where they understand what's going on. That's masculinity. That's letting your child know and not sugarcoat shit, because they're going to need this information later on in life. You see, Judge Joe Brown was talking about how men are supposed to just be men and stop looking for others to make their situation better. I never said a white man made me do this. I can't do this because of a white man or a white system. At the end of the day, I'm gonna go get mine. You see, I had fucked up credit. I had fucked up credit from the age of 18, being that I was with a single mother that single mother basically she encouraged me to get 3 fucking credit cards at 18 years old. And I didn't have the wherewithal to understand what that meant. How I can get in debt having these credit cards. I didn't have no father around to help me understand, look, bruh, you get those credit cards, you have to pay that money back. And paying that minimum ain't gonna do anything. That's how they get you. You see? And I teach my children about credit. I teach my children about the value of dollars. You see? I teach my children this because that's what masculinity does. Masculinity teach you about common sense, reason, long-term decision making. That's why the studies show that kids that come from a single father home mimics kids who come from two-parent homes. That's because that's what we teach our children. We teach our children these lessons, these life lessons. Now, do women teach children? Yes, they are teachers, but they teach them in a way of maintaining things. You see, as a man, I'm on a mission to get wealth. I'm on a mission to build my legacy. I'm on a mission to change the trajectory of my family's lineage based upon my decision making, based upon how I view life, based upon my ability to lead. You see? And women should understand that, but they don't want us to lead anymore. They want women to lead. You see? So when my mother did give me or encourage me to get those credit cards, I ran them up. Didn't give a fuck, all through my 20s and all through my early 30s. You see? But my credit is sitting at 785 right now, about to hit 800. You see? I accomplished a lot of things in my life that I did not fathom I will ever accomplish. You see? And that's because I started to get in tune with my masculinity.